Do you speak English?
Yeah.
Are you English? You are English. I was literally just admiring the nice view, and I saw you reading your book, and it just intrigued me, caught my attention.
Yes, the Kasanovians. Right, boys, how do you approach a girl when there are people watching? First of all, we're going to watch a clip of me doing exactly this, but rather than using this Infield as an example for you to emulate, we're going to use this approach to explain what I would do differently if I were to do it again, so therefore you can make your approach a million times better than mine. So fucking do it.
Excuse me. Hi. Do you speak English?
Yeah.
Are you English? You are English. I was literally just admiring the nice view, and I saw you reading your book, and it just intrigued me, caught my attention. So I graduated in English literature, so I always find it nice when people are reading. But you looked like you're reading, but like your phone was there as well.
Yeah.
So if like you were doing that thing in school where people like pretend that they're reading a book, but they're actually like on some like thing or something. But no, I thought you were attractive.
Oh, thank
So I started to come over. I don't know if you're married or you got a boyfriend or something. Sad times. I mean, hopefully this puts a smile on your face.
Yeah.
And I hope that you keep pretending to read your book. And yeah, whatever you say, I don't believe you.
Do you know how to send your location to someone on the phone?
On WhatsApp, yeah.
Yeah, how do you do that?
You literally go onto WhatsApp, press the plus button,
Yeah.
and there should be a thing which says location. And then you literally just send it to somebody. How fruitful has this conversation been for you? Do you know what? We can both leave this interaction. Nah, don't do that. That's like that's what grandmas do. Well, listen, you have a wonderful day, and nice one to have been off service to you. See you later.
Right, boys, the most important thing to keep in mind when you approach a girl and there are people watching is she feels the spotlight effect. If I were to repeat this interaction, I wouldn't have opened direct, okay? Reason being is if you go direct on a girl when there are people watching, she can feel resistant to reciprocating your advances because she's in her head thinking, what are other people gonna think? So what would have actually been more conducive here is if I'd have simply sat down next to her and started a conversation using a situational open. For example, she was reading a book, alright? So I could have just sat down next to her, opened situationally with something like, what are you reading? And then got a simple conversation going from there to get her socially warmed up to me, right? Rather than bulldozing straight in, going hyper direct and essentially fucking myself over. Or I could have sat down next to her and opened situationally by making a comment about the surrounding architecture, right? So I could have just sat down next to her and been like, yo, I can see why you chose to sit here. This is such a beautiful spot. What are you reading, by the way? And then got a conversation going from there. Opening situationally would have minimized the extent to which she felt the spotlight, because the dynamic, if I'd have opened situation like, oh, what are you reading? Or I can see why you chose to sit here. The dynamic would have simply been two people having a conversation rather than me approaching her to try and pick her up. Does that make sense? And bro, you might be thinking, yeah, but Kristian, if I open indirect, how will the girl know that I actually like her? It's the way you look at her, it's the way you speak to her. You don't need to be direct with your words to be direct with your intentions. The smiling eyes, the vibrational tonality, the grounded energy. This is what communicates I like you. So in a parallel universe, if I were to have this conversation again, I sit down next to her, I open situationally, I make my intent clear through the way that I'm communicating with her, and then when it comes to the close, I would have probably said something like, yo, this has been an amazing first date. You on Instagram? Perfect. Drop us your Instagram and I'll send you a message and we can set up our second date, right? It creates this playful dynamic. This is just me thinking, right, how would I have closed? If I open indirect, we've got a conversation going, I know I need to close. By being like, yo, this has been an amazing first date. Drop us your Instagram. We'll set up our second date. This is like, it bridges that gap. It demonstrates that it confirms my intentions, right? It confirms that this conversation has been, this conversation has occurred because I like you. And by going for the close, by being like, yo, let's go on a second date, it's been an amazing first date, it confirms those intentions, it validates my attraction towards her, and it's an additional compliment for her as well. It's like, right, this guy has started a conversation with me, he clearly likes me by the way he's communicating with me, and he's gone for the close. Perfect. So yeah, I hope that this makes sense. This is just me, like, in a hypothetical parallel universe, thinking, okay, like, critiquing my approach so you can make your approach a million times better, and me just being like, right, how could this be better? Open situationally, close in this type of way. This has been the amazing first date. Drop me your Instagram. We can set up our second date. It's like boom, boom, fucking boom. Like, bro, I'll be real with you. I used to be extremely narrow-minded when it came to opening, right? I used to be that guy who was like, yeah, always be going direct, bro. If you don't go direct, you're a pussy. But now it's like, no, that's not how it is, right? It's not that. Now, for me, the best open is the one that makes the most sense, alright? It didn't make sense for me, in my opinion, in this situation, to charge in being super direct because we had an audience. It would have made far more sense for me to sit down, get a situational conversation going, and then after about 10 minutes of getting the girl socially warmed up to me, then going for the close. I hope that this makes sense. This video is not a one-size-fits-all solution, alright? The purpose of this video is to demonstrate the importance of you being selective about the way that you open. Always be asking yourself, what does the moment want, alright? Sometimes it does make sense to go direct, but other times it makes more sense to be more discreet with the way that you start a conversation, especially if there are people watching, reminding yourself she feels the spotlight as well. So it displays social intelligence by you just taking a moment to be like, right, there are people watching. It would most likely make more sense in this situation to be more discreet with the way that I start this conversation. And as always, bro, if you resonate with me, you like what I do, and you want to learn how to actually integrate the art of meeting beautiful women into your busy life so you've got more options than you know what to do with, and you finally feel in control of your dating life, then click the first link in the comments and book yourself in for a free 30-minute consultation call. Stay fucking sexy.
You stay sexy, okay?